Have you ever noticed how some women seem to captivate a room without saying a word? It's not just their appearance or their charm, but something deeper, a subtle force that effortlessly draws people in. Something invisible, yet undeniably magnetic. What if I told you that you could embody this power without even trying? The truth is, attraction isn't just about what you see on the surface. It's about what lies beneath, in the unconscious depths of both your mind and his. Carl Jung, the pioneer of depth psychology, understood this well. He believed that the psyche is a vast, unexplored realm where unconscious forces shape our desires, behaviors, and relationships. And when it comes to attraction, there are powerful psychological dynamics that play out beneath the surface. These are the hidden currents that make men feel profoundly drawn to you, without you even having to try. One of the most compelling forces is mystery. Jung taught us that the unconscious mind is always seeking to resolve what it doesn't fully understand. When you present yourself as an enigma, when you hold back just enough so that a man cannot fully decipher you, you awaken a primal curiosity within him. This isn't about playing games. It's about embodying your true, multifaceted self, while leaving enough unsaid for his imagination to run wild. Every glance, every smile, every moment of silence becomes an invitation for him to wonder. The mystery you create doesn't need to be forced. It's a natural byproduct of a woman who is deeply in tune with herself, who knows that she doesn't need to reveal everything at once. Instead, she draws him in with her presence, making him long to know more. And in doing so, she becomes an object of fascination, an archetype of something that exists just beyond his reach. But mystery alone is not enough. To truly captivate and hold his attention, you must also possess detachment. This is the art of emotional independence, of knowing your worth without needing his validation. Jung's concept of individuation comes into play here, becoming fully yourself, a whole individual, not dependent on anyone else for your sense of self. The woman who has mastered detachment is not desperate for attention, not seeking approval, not bending herself to please others. When you stop chasing external validation, you shift the dynamic. Men are drawn to the challenge of a woman who is not easily attained, who doesn't cling to their approval. Your emotional autonomy becomes a reflection of your inner strength, and this strength is magnetic. It is this very detachment that keeps his attention fixed on you, because you don't need him to feel complete. This absence of need sends a powerful message. I am enough. The truth is, men are not interested in women who are constantly available, who seek to please, who rely on them for their sense of worth. They are drawn to women who are emotionally whole, who are strong enough to stand on their own. When you let go of the need to prove yourself, when you stop seeking approval, you invite him to pursue you, not because you're playing hard to get, but because your own sense of self-worth doesn't depend on his attention. But there's more to it. The next crucial factor that makes men irresistibly drawn to you is the powerful embodiment of the feminine. Jung spoke of the anima, the feminine aspect of the male psyche. The anima represents the unconscious feminine projection that every man carries within him. When a woman embodies the deep, intuitive, nurturing essence of the feminine, she awakens this anima, stirring something profound within him. This is not about external expressions of femininity. It's not about being soft or delicate, nor is it about playing a role. It's about owning your emotional depth, your intuition, your ability to be present in the moment. It's the subtle, quiet strength that radiates from a woman who trusts her inner knowing, who embraces both her light and her shadow. Men are drawn to this feminine energy because, on a subconscious level, it calls to their own hidden, unexpressed emotional depths. When you embrace your full, feminine power, your intuition, your emotional depth, your ability to nurture and care. You become an archetype. You represent everything a man unconsciously longs for, but may not even realize he's seeking. Your very presence becomes magnetic, because in you, he sees a reflection of the anima, the part of him that yearns for connection, for understanding, for emotional fulfillment. And this leads us to another essential dynamic, the power of emotional vulnerability. This isn't about being needy or overly open, but about embracing your authenticity. When you allow yourself to be seen in your raw, real state, without fear, without shame, you create an emotional connection that no facade can replicate. Jung emphasized the importance of integrating the shadow, the darker, hidden parts of the self. When a woman can express her vulnerability from a place of strength, without being consumed by it, she demonstrates the power of owning both her light and her shadow. Men are drawn to vulnerability that is rooted in self-confidence, because it is in this place that true emotional connection can form. When you express your feelings openly, not out of need, but from a place of self-assurance, you create a safe emotional space where he can also be vulnerable. This vulnerability becomes a doorway through which the emotional bond deepens, and it's this depth that keeps him wanting more. But the true power of emotional vulnerability is not about sharing everything all at once. It's about knowing what to share and when. It's about being emotionally available, but not emotionally dependent. When you create this balance, you provide a sense of emotional safety, a sanctuary, and that sanctuary becomes something he longs for. Finally, the dynamic that truly seals a man's profound attraction to you is the ability to hold space for him, to be present without trying to control, to listen deeply without judgment, to give him the freedom to express himself authentically. Jung understood the importance of projection in relationships, how we project our unconscious desires and projections onto others. When you hold space for a man to show up as he truly is, without judgment, without the need to fix him, you offer him the rare opportunity to be truly seen and understood. And it's in this space that he begins to long for you, not because of your beauty or your words, but because he feels safe with you. He feels seen. He feels understood. And this emotional intimacy, born not out of dependency, but out of trust, becomes a bond that cannot be broken. This also creates a space where he feels safe to reciprocate, building a truly profound bond. A woman who knows her worth does not chase, she chooses, and in that choice, she becomes unstoppable.